How you doing, guys? I thought I'd jump on the bandwagon and do my own urban EDC video because all the cool kids are doing it. And I think it's just interesting. I always like to see what other people are carrying, and because it gives me ideas, let me know what works for them and what doesn't work for them. Sometimes it's stuff I hadn't thought of. And yeah, so with no further ado, this is some of the stuff that I carry on a daily basis. I don't carry all of this before you guys freak out. I don't think I've ever once carried all of this, but I switch out. There's really only a very few things that I carry every single day, so I'll start with those. If I have a normal pair of pants on, not like a bathing suit or something, I've got my wallet. Always got a little bit of cash in there too, because I don't necessarily trust that credit cards and stuff will always work, because they don't. And especially if something happened, you're going to need a little bit of cash. If you wanted to, you could even keep like maybe a silver round in there in one of these smaller pockets, or maybe some silver dimes or something like that. And if you thought that may be an issue. Always also got my cell phone with me. I think it's important. Communication is always super important for normal everyday stuff. Remember, I'm talking about just a normal urban situation here, so this could be of use to you. Contact any friends or family members. A phone like this can help you research stuff, look up stuff on the internet, get GPS directions, things like that. If there was ever some issue, you can be tracked with this. So if for some reason you don't want to be, leave one of these at home. And other than that, the few of the things that I carry absolutely every day, this is one of them, is this is the Cold Steel Urban Mini Pal, excuse me. This is the Urban Power here. It's a bigger version. I carry one of these, usually the smaller one, around my neck. If I have a shirt on, I'm carrying this knife. It's a little push dagger for self-defense, or you can use it as a small utility blade in an emergency. I like to try and not use it for much, keep the blade sharp. And I carry this absolutely every day, and you can't even tell you're wearing it. It goes around neck. You can just reach up under your shirt, grab around it, and pull it out in an instant. Definitely pretty formidable if you had to defend yourself. And I'll either carry that one or this one, which is slightly bigger depending on what I'm wearing. My main blade that I carry for self-defense is also cold steel. It's the extra large Vaquero. It's got a nice, I may do a review on this later. Obviously it's fearsome looking too. The shape of the blade allows to get a lot of cutting power when you're slashing because of that curved blade. It's got a very sharp point as well for piercing and the serrations of snag on clothes or flesh or make a really gruesome wound. This is only for self-defense for me. I haven't used this knife ever on anything else, and I probably won't either unless it's an absolute emergency. Obviously, if I'm being like dragged by a car or something, I'm not going to bother trying to worry about it. I'll slash whatever rope or seatbelt or something's keeping me trapped with this knife. But it's just, let's just say it's for emergencies only. And one thing I like about this is obviously the formidable blade, and the length of the handle allows you to choke back on it and get a significant amount of distance. So even on other knives that have a 6-inch blade like this, I can get out to almost a foot of distance there. So good for self-defense. That's why I have it. And my normal utility knife, or just everyday carry knife for actually using, and this has seen some pretty serious use. Excellent knife. I really love this. This is the Ontario Rat or Randall Adventure Training Model 1. I think this is out of production now, but you can still find them on eBay. It's discontinued, but you can still find new ones on eBay. I really recommend this. If they're only about $30, it's an absolutely amazing deal for $30. It is, I mean, I've daily carried this thing for several years, and there's not even an ounce of wiggle in that blade. The shape of the handle is perfect. The blade is extremely sharp. I like the full flat grind, a little bit of serration there. It's great. This is what I will use if I have to cut something, open a box, cut a thread off, whatever. This would be my main utility knife to also carry. Then in my pocket I will have one of these, not both of them. Usually the Maritac AAA flashlight, but sometimes the Phoenix EO1. They're pretty comparable. The only real difference is that the Maritac has multiple modes and this Phoenix does not. Other than that, they're pretty standard. So that's one of the reasons I like this. And the clip, it's got a clip on it. I don't normally use a clip though. I just put it all the way down inside my pocket. They're so small, perfect for everyday carry. I mean, if you look at the size of these things, they're absolutely tiny. You can hide it behind a finger, so that shows you how small it is. You can slip these in your pocket, and no one will be the wiser. Then I usually have one of these. This is a K-Bar Tdi Lbk, or last ditch knife as they call it. It's just a little like straight edge razor type blade. It's got a nice sharp point on it, razor sharp blade, and you can hold it a variety of ways like that with a push blade, or you can hold it for the underhand grip like that. I carry this with the holes laced into my shoe on my left foot as an offhand knife, because on my left shoe I can reach down with my left hand and pull it out. And you can't even see it. The pant covers about that much of it or more, and so especially on a black shoe, you can't even see it. I have some other color shoes too, because I'm a styling dude, and so I'm thinking about having a couple that maybe spray paint one white for white shoes, maybe a red one and a black one. That should cover most of the stuff I have. And even though I've tried this, like even if you have the black one on the white shoe, with most guys' pants especially, your pants are going to cover the front part of the very top of your shoe, unless you got some crazy high water pants on or shorts. But if you're wearing jeans, it'll cover up this, so it doesn't even matter. If you're wearing shorts, it still doesn't mostly matter. I mean, if you really want to be low key, you'll try to match the color, but most people aren't noticing that kind of stuff. And then I will usually have, depending on what I'm wearing, as another line of defense, because basically the issue with these are, whether it's the knife or the little knife or even like a keychain Kubotan like I have here, you would not want to use any of these unless it was justified using this as well. Because basically, I mean, this type, something like this, is probably going to be not lethal if you hit someone with it, but you can't take that chance. I mean, you should not be using this unless lethal force is justified, because it certainly could be lethal, or at very least cause grievous bodily harm. So this is just an emergency backup. It's not supposed to be a different level of force necessarily than something like this or this. It's just more options. So if lethal force isn't justified, but you have to do something, that's why I carry pepper spray. If the smallest one I have, these are all Cold Steel Inferno brand, which I like what I've seen with them. They have some videos demonstrating it. This is the pen, which I really like the pen because it's very innocuous and it's small. The one thing I don't like about it is the cap doesn't stay on real well, so I may write to them and ask and see if they have plans to adjust that, because the cap doesn't stay on real well. So if you have it clipped in your pocket, sometimes it comes loose. Other than that, I love that because of the size and the low-key nature. It's just a pen. You can have that in your shirt pocket or anything, no one's going to notice. The next step up from that is a keychain size. This is one I usually carry just in a pocket, and this is for situations where you have to do something, but it's not justified using force in the sense that you could injuring or permanently injuring or killing someone. And this is the next size up for a jacket pocket or in a car console or something like that. And then the next step up from there would be a personal carry firearm. Now I'm going to admit right off the bat that I don't carry every single day, and mainly that's because I'm still working out my holster situation. The weather here in Florida is warm. I don't wear a lot of big clothes, and I'm not a big person to begin with, so it's actually hard to conceal even a small gun like this Beretta Tomcat or my main carry gun, which is this Kimber Ultra Carry, which is thin and short, but it's still hard to conceal really easily. And then it makes you all self-conscious about it too. Some of the things I'm working on right now is I have a smart carry inside the waistband, inside the waistband holster. That works pretty well, but I don't really wear very loose jeans, so it can kind of appear bulky, and it doesn't really fit well with the jeans I have now because the waist just fits me. I'd have to probably get an inch or two bigger so that it would fit with that in it. Another option is a belly band, which I really like, but it doesn't work too well with the Kimber because it's a little too heavy, but it works pretty damn well with this. If you have a button-up, if you have this on and a button-up shirt, you really can't tell. And this can also go inside. I've got a pocket holster in there right now for a jacket or something like that, but now that it's getting back into summertime, jackets are really out of the question here in Florida. You'll be burning up. And I also have a Crossbreed Super Tuck, which is one of the ways I carry this. And for me, it seems like it works pretty well. It's pretty much easily concealed, but I'm still working on. I have some retention issues, and I want to just find out all the options before I figure out which works best, because I don't always wear button-up shirts. A lot of times I just have a t-shirt. Moving right along, my keys I usually have, and this is my main set of keys if I'm going anywhere. And like I said, it has this Kubotan for self-defense if I need to. If I have a cargo pants or a jacket, I'll usually clip this on there too. And this is no more keys really. It just has micro pry bar, which is comes in handy. A Gerber clutch Minitool with pliers and another little blade on it, and that actually snaps off. I have a little clip so I can actually use it without having to have the whole keys. You don't want to have, when you're using the screwdriver in there or something, you don't want to have the whole keys come off. And then I have the peanut lighter here too, which, let me get that in frame, which you can get on CountyCom. Maybe need to refill the fuel on this thing. But that's one good thing about this too, is it won't evaporate. I was using it earlier, so I probably need to fill it up. But that's pretty much my everyday carry. Let me know what you guys think. And if you guys have any options or suggestions for holsters that you can carry, that if you're not a big person and you really have, casual style clothes, just t-shirts and jeans, something that you could conceal, something like a Kimber. So, talk to you guys later.